Welcome everyone to NGS Season 11, Division C West. We are here to cast Blood, Bath, and Beyond, taking on ReGen Divine tonight. The lobby's up and ready here, so let me give you a quick rundown of what happened with coin toss and those map selections. Then we'll look to get ready and into that draft. I'm going to let them know we're ready while I give you that rundown, though, so they can pop on over. But here we go. The coin toss was won by Blood, Bath, and Beyond. Oh gosh, I hope I don't stutter over that name all night tonight. And they're opting to go with first pick here, giving map pick over to the side of ReGen Divine. Those map bans coming out tonight: Towers of Doom taken away by Blood, Bath, Beyond, as well as Dragonshire. ReGen choosing to ban out Garden of Terror and Braxis Holdout. A lot of discussion over those scary maps tonight, and these are the four they all consider to be the scariest ones to play on. That does bring us to Infernal Shrines for game number 1. Again, map selection by ReGen after losing that coin toss there. I've let them know we're ready, so we're just waiting from the readies in the teams here, and we can get into the draft right away. It's gonna be a nice solo cast, so I get to kind of chill, relax, and try to catch what chat's saying tonight. Everyone got talking about food in chat and ordering pizzas and hamburgers and what they're all eating, so they're distracted. But we'll see. We'll see if those readies come out soon. Talking about food, I had the worst time trying to make smoothies tonight. I got a bunch of frozen fruit and stuff in to restock for groceries tonight. And I went to go make smoothies, and they turned out horribly. They tasted disgusting. And I ended up tossing them out. And it was like 2 attempts at making smoothies. All right. I'm going to poke them and see one more time if they're ready to go. Hey, Sergeant Scoops. Thanks so much for that raid. I appreciate it. We're just waiting for the readies from these teams before we get into game number 1, but you haven't missed anything yet. Calypso, how are you doing? Welcome. Welcome, everyone, from Sergeant Scoop's stream. I hope you guys are having a fantastic night. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jazzalene. I cast a ton of Heroes of the Storm, usually 4 or 5 times a week. You can catch me live here in the evenings, and every Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. as well. Were you casting? How was your game? I'm not really sure what we're rating on. Okay, it does look like ReGen's ready to go here. Looks like looks like Bloodbath and Beyond is ready to go. We are going to Infernal Shrines for game number 1. Venerix, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Everyone's saying ready, but nobody's starting the game yet. We'll be in this in just a second. Hey Jason, how are you? Do you cast this div a lot? I kind of just cast whatever games work for my schedule, so I'm all over the place. I don't strictly stick to Div C West. Although I think I casted a little bit last season. I cast a lot of B West last season. But I just mostly try to pick up games that kind of like fit my schedule. Actually, this season I have a goal to try and cast every division, so I started a little chart to check off which divisions I've casted. So I've already done A East. This week I'm doing C West, D East, and one other one. I have 3 casts this week. Oh, here we go. We're into the draft. Delta, thanks for the follow. Zivador, thank you for the follow. Welcome, everyone. Had a no-show, so we had a forfeit. Oh, no. Oh, so you hopped in for fun games. Aw. You're good? Glad to hear that. All right, let's get into this. For those of you just tuning in, Bloodbath and Beyond won the coin toss, so they opted for first pick. The map pick was by ReGen Divine, bringing us to Infernal Shrines. We're going to see Uther banned out by Bloodbath and Beyond to kick it off, followed by the Stukov over on the side of ReGen Divine. I'm always curious at this point in the season, how much scouting have these teams done? Is there really much to go off of here? I know some of these rosters might have been around for more than just this season at this point, so there could already be some scouting possibly being done between these matches. The Anub'arak band coming out. That's interesting. Anub'arak's not typically a tank people go for these days, so maybe they know something we don't about ReGen Divine. We're going to see that followed up with the Chromie band. Chromie's pretty popular, so not too surprising there. She provides some great poke at the objective as well, so if you get zoned out, she might be able to finish it off if you got enough skeletal defenders down already. We're going to see that first pick coming in for Bloodbath and Beyond in just a moment here. I'm curious to see what they want to prioritize as their first pick, given that they had the option here.
For the alliance above all.
That's a good strat. Maximum exposure to NGS. Cover everybody. Yeah. I know last season, because I was just kind of getting into casting and stuff, I kind of stuck with like friends teams, and then past that, just whatever fit in my schedule as well. But I kind of want to just get every division casted this season. I think that's a cool goal to set. We're going to see Hogger. He made it through the ban phase, so Hogger's going to be picked up here. Deckard Kane, the second lock-in over on the side of ReGen Divine. I like those pickups. You don't want to let that Hogger go through. He's still pretty powerful right now. And Deckard as well, pretty great healer still. Bloodbath and Beyond locking in that Garrosh now. Tacitor being locked in here. I like that Bloodbath and Beyond has prioritized getting their tank and their healer early on in the draft. That way, when the second ban phase comes through, you don't have to worry about getting choked on a roll or anything. Cubico, how are you? Delta, welcome. Murda! Hi! It's also great. There's so many awesome orgs that participate in NGS too, so I kind of want to try and get not only just every division, but all the different orgs, at least a couple casts for each one this season as well. All right, Melthiel banned out from ReGen Divine. Bloodbath and Beyond taking away the Kerrigan. Kerrigan's great on Infernal Shrines. It's usually the only map I really see people prioritize her on. I was curious to see if they're going to be doing like a double bruiser comp over on the side of ReGen Divine when they take away that Melthiel. It usually, you know, there's a few things that come to mind when a Melthiel's banned out. I'm wondering if it's going to be a Deathwing coming up soon. Potentially they're just going to go heavy frontline because a double bruiser comp has been popular these days. Or Cho'Gall. At this point, though, I wasn't thinking Cho'Gall here based on what they'd already drafted. Ragnaros getting locked in here for Bloodbath and Beyond, and they're going to finish off their draft here with a Greymane. So if they do opt to go with another bruiser here over on the side of ReGen Divine, they do have that option of taking Cursed Bullet, but it's going to be Maiev to round out the draft of ReGen Divine. All right. I'm just going to update my notes before we get into this. All right. That was a really quick load in. Maybe I'm just slow at writing. But let's take a look at these teams here. Bloodbath and Beyond on the left-hand side. Punk RK Pirate on the Tassadar. Wraithling playing Greymane Polite Gamer on the Garrosh. Rackham on the Anduin. Sitting over in base still, Captain Roberts on the Ragnaros. Over on the right-hand side is going to be ReGen Divine. Bonkai on the Joanna. Wafflecopter playing the Mephisto. Arc Valley on the Hogger. Absolute Yota on the Deckard Cain. And Silent Shoe on the Maiev. Excited to watch this matchup. Friends on both sides. Ooh. Thanks for all the follows, guys. I really appreciate it. Let's take a look at these level 1 talents here. Got some interesting pickups over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. We're going to see Ragnaros going into the Blast Wave build here. As well as Tassadar going with Psi Infusion for level 1. You typically see Tassadar stacking on Qs at level 1. Silent Shoe going in there, taking quite a bit of damage, going to have to back out. Bonkai looking to hit that Condemn. A little bit of more poke damage being dropped out by the Maiev. And who's just looking to grab those potions from Deckard now and start that rotation down to bottom to catch Soak here. Bonkai taking an aggressive rotation, getting a little bit caught out of position, going to have to pop his Iron Skin, and there's a potion waiting for him there. The stun coming out from Garrosh, going to connect onto the Maiev. She does have that teleport up to get her back out of position, is going to pull Wraithling with her when she does that, getting that kill onto Greymane. First blood over to the side of ReGen Divine. Camps up and available now. Maiev starting the siege camp over on the side of ReGen Divine. One thing I always like to see on this map, too, is if your solo laner's capable, they can do a rotation between mid and top to catch that soak for you in mid. You can really pressure that bottom lane on this map and allow the 4-man to just sit down there. I see Rag down in the mid now for the side of Bloodbath and Beyond, but we're going to see Bankai thrown into the team here. Doesn't look like his Iron Skin is up, but he is going to be able to walk away from now. Deckard trying to keep him alive. Silent Shoe going in to help peel for him. And Joanna does manage to stay alive here. That camp getting picked up and pushing the mid. It does look like Bloodbath and Beyond is going to make a play for their siege camp now. Try and get that counter pressure in the lane. Meanwhile, that bottom siege camp is up. This would be a good opportunity for ReGen Divine to grab that while Bloodbath and Beyond are busy clearing mid and grabbing their siege camp. Let's see if they make a play for it, though, because it also looks like they might be eyeing this Tassadar. To have Bonkai setting up in that bush to be a ward here. The rest of the members rotating down now. The camp is started. Joanna going back in toward that bush. Deny the rotation in here. But it looks like Bloodbath and Beyond knows what's up. Trying to come in for the invade, but Garrosh not quite able to get on that camp in time. It will go over to the side of ReGen Divine. First objective in that top lane here. Usually you see teams like to rotate and grab those bruiser camps at about this point. Most of them are not quite in position to do that at the moment, though. Looks like Maiev is going to start it up for ReGen Divine. But Bloodbath and Beyond maybe a little bit late to being able to grab theirs before objective comes up here. We do have Ragnaros posturing up around this objective, clearing that lane. Quite low on mana, though. The nice thing about having a Ragnaros on Infernal Shrines was it's two things, really. Oh, Hogger, a little overextended there, is going to get picked off. 15 seconds till he's back up, and we're going to see Bloodbath and Beyond start this objective up. Having Rag on this map, pretty fantastic, because you can pop your Molten Core either as a way to ensure you cap this objective, or as a form of defense for the objective, depending on which way it's going. So if you hit, close to 30 skeletal defenders and your team needs to back off, you can just pop that Molten Core and finish the objective from quite a distance here. Anduin catching the members of ReGen Divine, going for that camp invade. We're going to see Garrosh come around to help. Tosses the minion over, pops the Unstoppable to avoid the bind from Maiev. The rest of the team looking like they're going to come help out, leaving Greymane to finish off that objective. Molten Core gets popped by the Ragnaros and chases the members of ReGen Divine away. They're going to have to defend this Punisher, and this one, Frozen Punisher for the first one of the game. It's going to shut down those towers. They could possibly do a little bit of siege damage here. They have a Greymane, quite good at pressuring these lanes here. To have Joanna eating the jump there with the Iron Skin. Frozen Punisher shutting down that tower. Greymane wailing away on it here. They're going to get at least the front wall out of this, but that's probably it. Toss goes out onto Joanna. Her Iron Skin is down, though. She used it to eat the Punisher, so she will fall here. Bloodbath and Beyond securing another kill onto ReGen Divine, but the Punisher cleared up now. It looks like they're going to set up for a gank attempt here. I love it. Maiev walking straight into this bush. Out goes the Force Wall. Maiev in the back hits that teleport, manages to get out of there, though. Such great counterplay to the Garrosh with a Maiev on your team. You have that ability just to blink out of there when you're in danger and avoid a ton of damage with your trait while you're at it. We do have those siege camps starting to come back up now. Both the mid ones up here for the teams. In terms of XP, very close. Waffle Copper looking like he might be in a bit of trouble. Gets tossed in over onto the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. Mephisto does fall here. Both teams hitting level 9s here. A little bit of a slight XP lead now for Bloodbath and Beyond, and they're going to go ahead and with that camp invade after that pick onto Mephisto. Now, if you didn't notice, ReGen Divine did take the siege camp over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond, so they did kind of just trade camps there. And Greymane is now working on the bottom siege camp, so that one looking like it's going to go over to Bloodbath and Beyond. The rest of the members on their way to potentially rotating down, but I don't think they're going to make it in time before Greymane caps this here. Level 10's online now for Bloodbath and Beyond. Let's take a look at what they've talented into here. Lava Wave for the Ragnaros, Cursed Bullet from Greymane, Black Hole from the Tassadar, Light Bomb from Anduin, and Garrosh taking Warlord's Challenge. We are going to see that Lava Wave going into top lane, just creating a ton of pressure up there. They already have that wall down in the top lane, so if they can continue to get that pressure on, it's going to be hitting straight onto the fort. Tassadar getting caught, and that slow is going to pop the Black Hole here. Stay a while and listen coming out from Decker, but Taunt from the Greymane interrupting here. Here's the Light Bomb. See if it connects. Joanna using her Iron Skin to survive through that Light Bomb here. Maiev in the backline looking like she might be in a bit of trouble. Pops her trait, but she is going to fall. See if they can get the counter kill. No, 2 counter kills. Garrosh goes down and to win as well. A 2-for-1 in favor of ReGen Divine here. Ragnaros popping that Molten Core. Oh no, my game crashed. Oh no. All right, let's get this back up. You know, Rag popping the Molten Core there. The one thing, you know, you pop your Molten Core right before an objective is coming up. It means you're not going to have it up for that like potential help at the objective or the defense after it. So it might have been a little bit preemptive there to pop that, especially since at that point the team fight's over. We'll get back into this in a moment. Sorry, guys. Oops. Don't know what happened there. It's been a long time since I've had HOTS crash on me. Usually it's just my internet that does that. We're loading in back now. Hopefully we don't get reconnecting screen for too long here. All right. Reconnecting. Sounds like we maybe missed a Punisher based on the noises I'm hearing in game, but we'll just have to see. All right. All right. Just in time to see who got this next Punisher. ReGen Divine. Sieging it up down in that bottom lane. Jump goes out onto the Greymane. That Hogger was all over following up on the Punisher jump here. Ragnaros is going to Molten Core in the back line. He's going to come out of this so out of position. Let's see if his team can help him, though. Punisher still hasn't fallen. Is going to leap onto some minions here. Ping is coming out for help with the Reg. Stay a while and listen from Decker. Kane connecting onto 3 members of Bloodbath and Beyond. But Garrosh going to throw the Reg out of there. Another toss going out onto Hogger here. Here's the Light Bomb. They're looking for the return kills here. Down goes Hogger. The rest of the members trying to back out here. Bonkai going in for the Condemns. Maybe even looking for another pick here as Garrosh gets quite low. Wafflecopter trying to get those last hits in there. But that's all that's going to happen here. Bottom 4 and a kill over to ReGen Divine. 1 kill to Bloodbath and Beyond here. These siege camps back up now. ReGen Divine going to grab that bottom one. Meanwhile, Bloodbath and Beyond working on their siege camp in the mid. Top fort looking pretty low for ReGen Divine right now. I'm curious if Reg was maybe sending lava waves there that we missed. Joanna just trying to keep an eye on their rotations here. Looks like Bloodbath and Beyond maybe wants to set up a gank in this bush by the siege camp of ReGen Divine. Joanna going to be the first person to walk in here, though, taking a ton of damage, having to pop that Iron Skin. Blessed Shield goes out, Light Bomb. In return, it's going to connect onto the Joanna, and now the Warden's Cage is capturing 4 members of Bloodbath and Beyond in here. Stay a while and listen connecting from the Decker. They're going to get the pick onto Garrosh, followed up by Greymane, and now Anduin goes down as well. Ragnaros, 4th one to fall. A 4-0 in favor of ReGen Divine. Level 16's hit now. They have that talent tier advantage. And this next objective is going to be in that top lane. That top fort did just go down up there, though, for ReGen Divine, so they don't have that fountain to fall back to tap here. I would almost consider pushing the top fort down at this time. That way you just even things up for next objective. You don't have the, you know, take a fight and your enemy team can retreat, tap, reset, and re-engage. But I'm glad that they're at least grabbing value with this and not just turning around and walking around doing camps that are going to be free cleared. So they're going to get this mid fort down, open up the map a little bit more, and they'll at least have those periodic katas spawning in this lane during objective. Bruiser camps are up here. Do you see Hogger over by the Bruiser camp of Bloodbath and Beyond, but, or sorry, of ReGen, but it looks like they're eyeing the Bruiser camp of Bloodbath and Beyond here. Greymane did start it out. Cursed Bullet going out onto the Joanna here. She's going to pop her Iron Skin. So that Unstoppable is down. Tacitor, though, getting picked on over here. Let's see if he can make it out. This is looking pretty bad for him. He does get picked off. Drops that black hole to try and help. Stay a while and listen coming out from the Deckard. Big durance from the Mephisto. They're going to get another pick onto... Or sorry, Hogger's going to go down, but they're going to get another pick onto Anduin here. A 2-for-1 so far in this engage. Wraithling trying to back off. They're going to go ahead for this invade once again on this camp. Ice, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everyone. We're casting Division C West of NGS, Bloodbath and Beyond, taking on ReGen Divine tonight. Welcome, everyone. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Jazzalene. I cast a ton of Heroes of the Storm, usually 4 or 5 times a week. So if that's your thing, make sure you hit that follow button, stay a while, and listen to the cast. I appreciate you guys being here. ReGen Divine starting up this objective now. 7 skeletal defenders and climbing, still waiting for that Anduin to come back up over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. They are down their healers. They need to be a bit careful here. They're positioning pretty far forward. Hogger is still down, though, so there's a chance this could work out for them. Endurance going out, connecting onto 2 members of Bloodbath and Beyond. Bonkai landing that Condemn. Whoa, Wafflecopter just managing to miss that stun from Garrosh, but he's going to go back through his Shade of Mephisto and get picked off. Joanna falls as well. Stay a while and listen coming out, trying to peel for the team, but it gets interrupted by Garrosh. We're going to see Deckard fall. A 3-0 in favor of Bloodbath and Beyond. This top lane already opened up for them if they can secure this Punisher. And look at the pressure they're getting in bottom lane as well. That bottom fort very close to going down. They're going to go for this invade onto the Bruiser camp as well. Hogger needing to be a bit careful with everyone down. There's not much he can do to contest that one. They know they can't win this objective, so they're going to go look for value elsewhere on this map. Grab that bottom siege camp, grab that mid siege camp, continue just to create pressure in other lanes, knowing that they're going to have to defend their top lane hard. Try to kind of almost create distractions. However, Hogger getting caught on this camp here, pops that unstoppable, goes through the wall, and looks like he's out of there. Maiev did manage to get that bottom siege camp, but the mid one will go over to the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. The rest of the members of ReGen Divine starting to come up now, looking to position to clear out this top lane and defend this Punisher. This is a Mortar Punisher, so they don't have to worry about their structures being shut down. The Mortar Punisher can still pump out quite a bit of damage if you're not careful about where you're standing. Jump goes out onto the Joanna. She eats that, pops the Iron Skin to go unstoppable. Garrosh walking forward, trying to get that toss on a Wafflecopter. Went deep for it, and let's see if it pays off here. All of the members of Bloodbath and Beyond underneath the core here. We are going to see the Mephisto get picked off, but not for free. Ragnaros goes down. Tassadar getting quite low here, but they aren't quite able to finish him off. Eyes are on this Punisher now. Team turns back around to help get this down before they lose their keep. Keep in a little bit of trouble here. Bonkai stepping forward to clear out that minion wave and the Kata pressure that's coming in as well. They should be able to finish this Punisher off without losing their keep now at this point, but it's going to be fairly low. We will see Bloodbath and Beyond going to grab value elsewhere while they can. They're down their rag, but that top lane still needs to be pushed back a little bit, so they're going to sneak this siege camp in while the opportunity presents itself, and why not grab that bottom fort while you're at it? This is so close, love it. Oh no. See if Maiev can save this keep. Oh no. They are gonna lose a keep, and there's a fight breaking out in mid. Light bomb goes out, but Joanna had popped her Iron Skin. However, the root follow-up from the Anduin going to secure that kill, or help to secure that kill onto Joanna. Greymane gets that last hit in there, and they're gonna siege into this fort here. Level 20 is online now for Bloodbath and Beyond. Let's take a look here. Double lava wave coming out from the Ragnaros. So that's just going to create even more pressure in the lanes for ReGen Divine to have to deal with here. ReGen Divine's very close to having level 20s online themselves as well, though. So it's definitely not over for them. They do have to worry about those Katas that are just going to continue and come in on every minion wave in that top lane, creating pressure up there. But other than that, their other two lanes, I mean, it's lava wave reg, so as much as it's to say, you know, they're pretty even, both lanes are spawning periodic Katas, you're going to have a lava wave shoving down those lanes as well. King, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. And that Bruiser camp getting picked up by Bloodbath and Beyond. That's going to, again, create even more pressure in that top lane. If Kata's on every minion wave wasn't enough, well, why not a Bruiser camp as well? I would have maybe liked to see if they could hold off on taking it a little bit, but it's almost not even necessary because they have Lava Wave. Do you see they're kind of looking to see if they could find a gank here? We have the Warden's Cage coming out. A bunch of members stuck in that Bloodbath and Beyond. We're going to see the Anduin go down. Wraithling getting picked off here as well. Greymane falls. Down goes Tassadar. It looks like ReGen Divine wants to turn this game around here. 4 members down on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. We have a Lava Wave going bottom to create some pressure down there, but they can look for a keep at this point. You know, your 50 plus second death timers. This is the time to just run at a keep and get some structures down. Best one to go for is mid here because that's where the next Punisher is, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. We're going to see 4 members of ReGen Divine look to siege down mid keep here as Hogger defends top. Another 30 seconds till the members of Bloodbath and Beyond are back up. Reg's going to pop the Molten Core to try and defend this by himself. That means it's going to be down for objective, though. Seems to be doing quite an effective job. But Decker does have those big potions online and is kind of healing his team through anything that this Reg has here. They might even be able to catch him as well. The Durance goes out, but it does not connect. We have the Blessed Shield from Joanna hitting him, but is the team not quite in position to do anything off of that? It looks like Reg is going to survive for now, and so is this keep. Sitting about 3/4 of its health left here. Bonkai might be in a little bit of trouble here. They're going for the chase. Greymane goes in to get the kill, and he does find it. Stay a while and listen comes out from Decker, but not in time to catch the Joanna. She does fall here. A 62-second death timer means quite a while here until Joanna comes up. Can't underestimate how quickly Greymane can pop a tank down with that Cursed Bullet. Especially Joanna taking the Blessed Shield upgrade at level 20, not the shield that procs there. Gotta be pretty careful. They still want the fight anyway, though, but it's not going to work out here. We're going to see Maiev fall. Wafflecopter looking like he might be in a bit of trouble. See if they can get a counter kill off this Durance, but it looks like it's not going to work out here. Hogger is going to go down as well, and all 5 members of Bloodbath and Beyond remain up after that engage there. They do have some pressure in their top lane to deal with, but nothing that... I mean, they might lose a fort, but ultimately they should probably win this objective. There we go, Lava Wave coming out from Reg. He's also rotated up there to clear up that camp. So this is going to start shoving that top lane. It was a good call to grab the Bruiser camp, though, because, again, those catapults spawning up there would have created a ton of pressure for ReGen Divine to have to deal with. Do you see ReGen looking to clear up this mid lane? This Punisher will go over to the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. This one is a frozen Punisher. So forts, keeps, towers, they're going to be shut down as soon as the ice hits them. Let's see, Bonkai trying to eat the wave that, or the jump from the Punisher. The blind didn't quite aggro it, but it did eventually jump onto him. Pops the Iron Shield, but the keep is falling quite quickly, and they have a couple katas in that top lane that they're going to have to clear up here as well. This is a lot of pressure. Oh, and now Hog are getting caught here. Now it's a 4v5 defense with katas pushing on the top lane. The shield is going to fall off the core. They get the counter pick onto Tassadar, but not for free. Maiev does go down. That Punisher jumps onto the back line here. Decker taking a few hits. Wafflecopter trying to play cleanup crew, but can't quite find the picks he needs. Gets tossed back in. Greymane goes in there, and Ragnaros secures this last kill. We're going to see the core fall in game number 1, going over to Bloodbath and Beyond. GG's and well played. I'm excited to see the rest of this series because this was a very back and forth game. I agree, Mongoose. I think it was a pretty decent game number 1. Both of these teams. I mean, look how close it was. 17 to 18 in deaths. Just a lot of back and forth. One team would win a team fight. The other team would come back and take the next team fight. Even like structurally, it was super close. Let's take a look at these builds while the next lobby gets up here. This is an interesting Tassadar build. This is not typically what I see. Black Hole has started to become a little bit more popular since it got buffed a couple patches ago. But usually you see Tassadars going with the stacking at level 1 on the queue. But so to see this build, it's kind of cool. I like to see changes. Maiev, another hero, you know, you don't see her a ton. But I've been seeing her a little bit more often recently. I don't know if that's, maybe she's making a little bit of a comeback into the meta, or maybe there's just some Maiev players that I've been casting lately. Didn't have the tools to punish teamfight wins with siege. Yes, yeah, I agree. They didn't quite have the siege damage that they need here to do anything with those kills. It was really hard there. They got 4 kills and it was like 50+ second death timers, but they couldn't really siege anything down with a Mephisto and a Maiev. I do wonder if taking the upgraded Blessed Shield on Joanna was also worth it, because there was definitely at least one time where if they had gone the shield, they would have been able to walk away, because Decker came in and landed the stay a while and listen, and Joanna would have been able to just walk straight out. But yeah. I think all in all, like their team had a cool potential wombo combo here with the Warden's Cage and the Durance of Hate, the Blessed Shield, and the Stay a While and Listen. They all kind of pair really nicely together. We do have that next lobby up now, so I'm going to pop on over to me. I'll get in that lobby, update the map selections, and give you guys a rundown of where we've been and where we're going in case you're just joining in. See a couple new follows in there. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome. Okay. Let's see here. This map is picked by ReGen. Okay, interesting. So, it looks like after losing game number 1, and I should update that score too. After losing game number 1, ReGen Divine is opting for map pick here. Let's take a look. We are going to be going to Volskaya Foundry for game number 2 here. ReGen Divine bringing us to Volskaya after losing game number 1. They're looking for those readies. We're going to be able to jump straight into this. If you're just tuning in, game number 1 was played on Infernal Shrines. Map picked by ReGen Divine after losing the coin toss. Bloodbath and Beyond won that coin toss and opted for first pick, giving map pick to ReGen Divine for game 1. And we're just about ready to get into game number 2 here. I'm interested to see if there's going to be some change-ups in the draft after seeing what the players picked for game 1. We're going to see maybe like the Greymane ban. Greymane was able to do quite a bit to the front line of ReGen Divine. Picked on Joanna a little bit here and there. All right, let's get into this. We'll just have to see here. I would like something with a little bit more siege damage for ReGen Divine. But we'll see what they have in mind. Oh, I guess they, I messed up, guys. This map pick is actually from Bloodbath and Beyond. So ReGen did take first pick here. My bad. So ReGen going with first pick after losing game number 1. So this is a map pick by Bloodbath and Beyond, taking us to Volskaya Foundry here. Stukov going to be the first ban. Bloodbath and Beyond following that up with the Hogger ban. So a little bit of target banning to kick it off here. We did see Hogger played by ReGen Divine in game number 1. But they're sticking with the same bans over on the side of ReGen Divine. Stukov and Chromie were the bans in game number 1 that we saw. And I can't say I blame them. The Stukov, on the Chromie at least, the Stukov, if not a bad healer at all, and even more annoying if you know somebody mains Stukov on the enemy team, especially if they're a good Stukov. If they can set up like those root silence combos, invaluable in team fights. So great at getting those picks as well. We're going to see the Zul'jin ban. We didn't see this ban yet tonight. Nobody played him either, so this is an interesting ban coming out here by Bloodbath and Beyond.
So it begins.
Gonna stick with that early Deckard pickup for ReGen here.
For the alliance above all.
This is, I'm having flashbacks to the first match here because Deckard and Anduin were both picked as the first round pickups here for the teams. What are they gonna pair this with? We saw Garrosh Tassadar getting picked in the early draft for Bloodbath and Beyond. Maybe they're gonna stick with a similar comp. And there we go, Tassadar getting locked in here. Oh, Bloodbath and Beyond has a Chromie player. Okay.
The crusade calls.
With every death comes honor. With honor, redemption.
Alright, some of the same, but a little bit different here. We are going to see Joanna. This time, instead of a Mephisto, it's going to be Hanzo locked in Wafflecopter picking that up there. We're into that second ban phase. Right, the Diva. The Diva ban. Some slightly different changes happening over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond for their bans here. Last time we saw ReGen Divine ban Melthiel at this point. I don't know if they're going to stick with the same draft because they have been so far. So we're just going to have to see. Ah. Alright. I was wondering if maybe they're going to get rid of the Greymane this time because Greymane was a little bit of a headache for them to deal with. He was popping Joanna down quite quickly and it made them hard to stick around in team fights with their tank getting so low.
Victory for the Forsaken.
Alright, it's Garrosh and Sylvanas being picked up here for Beyond, or Bloodbath and Beyond. Sylva's pretty great on this map because you can take that Merc Queen talent to buff the turrets at objective, and she can also shut down turrets at objective as well. Pretty handy to have on the team. And we already saw the Garrosh played in-game #1. It worked out well for them, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mostly sticking to a very similar draft here over on Bloodbath and Beyond. ReGen Divine wrapping up their draft here with that double bruiser comp, taking the Thrall Sonya. I imagine it's going to be Sonya in the off lane, Thrall in the 4-man. I wouldn't be too surprised with that. And again, Bloodbath Beyond, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going to go with the Ragnaros. I am liking the draft of ReGen Divine here. And the reason is because I like the double bruiser comp that they're running. I think it'll work pretty well here. You know, Garrosh isn't going to be able to peel all of these frontline off of his team. And the only other really frontline that Bloodbath and Beyond has is the Ragnaros, and he doesn't really provide CC or anything to help his team out either. Maybe some shields. But that's pretty much it. So I'm interested to see how it goes here. Mind you, this is a comp that worked for Bloodbath and Beyond last game. A little bit of change. Instead of the Greymane, they have a Sylvanas. But Sylvanas is pretty good here. Let's get into this. Bloodbath and Beyond on the left-hand side. Wraithling playing Sylvanas. Punk, RK Pirate on the Tastar. Rackham on the Anduin. Polite Gamer on the Garrosh. And Captain Roberts on the Ragnaros. And over on the right-hand side, it's ReGen Divine with Absolute Yoda on the Deckard, Bonkai on the Joanna, Rafflecopter playing Hanzo, Arc Valley on the Sonya, and Silent Shoe on Thrall. Taking a look at those level 1 talents, we have Sylvanas talenting into Overwhelming Affliction, meaning she's going to get that extra % damage. Can be quite good. Into Garrosh in particular, because when you get those 3 stacks of black arrows, it's also going to provide a little bit of a slow on a Garrosh, which makes it a little bit harder for him to get those tosses he's looking for. In addition to just, like, % damage onto Garrosh. Tassadar still sticking with that Psi Infusion, taking a little bit off-meta build for him here, but it worked last game, so let's see if it can make it work again next game, or this game. We already have Bloodbath and Beyond setting up to take this turret as soon as it's up. 1 second left, and there we go. Pops, and we're going to see 3 members start that up right away. But Sonya also on the turret over on the side of ReGen Divine. Some of those other level 1 talents, we're going to see Thrall take Crash Lightning. I'm curious to see how long this takes for him to finish. On paper, you know, it sounds good. There's going to be a ton of fighting over these objective points where everybody's just standing with no minions around to pop Chain Lightning onto. But it's quite hard to finish. It's a long quest. And even having these points where you're going to be fighting with no minions to eat the Chain Lightning stacks, it's quite difficult to finish the quest. Hanzo's also tanking Redemption, so looking for a more auto attack build here on the Hanzo. I'm currently sitting at 3 stacks. Thrall at 2 with his Crash Lightning. Just something to keep an eye on in this game. This is definitely not an easy task getting that done, but I'm not too surprised to see it with Thrall in the 4-man. He did throw out the Chain Lightning onto Garrosh, but there wasn't any heroes close enough to get any stacks onto it. We're going to see Joanna toss, going to pop the Iron Skin and walk away here. Both teams did pick up their turret. We have the objective coming up in about 40 seconds, so I expect to see them rotate to pick up their siege camp soon if they want to go for that. Condemn going out onto the Ragnaros, slow from Deckard. The Root going to connect as well. Such low health, can they get the pick? No, the Leap of Faith coming out to save Reg in that engage. Garrosh stepping up, trying to find someone to toss and stun here. Throws the Joanna under towers, who pops her Iron Skin and is walking away now. We have 18 seconds until objective is up. Let's see if these teams opt for these siege camps here. It does look like Sylvanas is going to start up the camp of Bloodbath and Beyond. Garrosh coming over to help as well. Hanzo and Deckard over for ReGen Divine, going to get out the camp for them. Meanwhile, Thrall just hanging around, letting the wave do its thing, catching the soak when it drops. You do have Bloodbath and Beyond starting the channel here on objective. ReGen Divine right now, they're going to hit 7s first, so they just need to get that level 7 and then look for the engage with that on their side. And that wave crashing in mid should give it to them. Hanzo is clearing top though, and Sylvanas is being very aggressive up there, getting quite a bit of damage out onto the Hanzo, forcing him to have to tap. Level 7s are online now for ReGen Divine if they want to try and force something here. That siege camp still up and pushing top, but Bloodbath and Beyond just about to hit their 7s as well. Bankai stepping onto the point, but they aren't looking to push them off quite yet. Sonya coming up though onto that conveyor belt. Garrosh getting caught out of position. Leap of Faith coming in to save him. Joanna walking in, trying to help out. We do have the turret dropped over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond, but it's getting shredded down quite quickly. Sonya did not drop her turret yet. Force wall coming out from Tassadar. He's getting caught a little bit out of position, and he does get popped off. First blood over to the side of ReGen Divine. Wraithling getting quite low, but is going to use that Banshee to get on out of there. Thrall taking tower shots. The stun connecting from Garrosh. Can he make it out? The minion gets tossed in instead. Silent Shoe survives to live another day here. Gets that Decker potion on the way out and hits the fountain as well. We do have that turret down, and turrets are back up here for the teams if they wanted to make a play for another one before trying to contest this objective once more. Do you have Sylvanas kind of clearing up top lane a bit? They had that siege camp that was pushing up there. Turret over on the side of ReGen Divine getting picked up, and we're going to have Molten Core popped by the Reg to try and get another good engage here, but Garrosh getting way too low here. They do have another turret to drop if they want to drop it. It's on the Thrall there. Chain Lightning getting a couple stacks, currently sitting at 7, and 2 picks right as they grab this Punisher is going to mean they can get some good value out of this. Sylvanas and Tassadar down. That's a lot of their damage and poke to help clear this up. I should say Triglav. Wrong map.
Team has taken control of a protector.
So no surprise here. They're heading towards that top lane, trying to open up that, get that fountain down to have a bit of an advantage going into the next objective. This is the usual play we see from teams on this map. Sometimes getting the Triglav in the early game doesn't even help, but in this case, getting those 2 kills really, really work out. See, Bloodbath and Beyond actually has a comp where you put, if it was Joanna, Deckard in this, and any other teammates came to help siege with this, they could just look to walk past this Triglav protector and get picks with a Garrosh. But because they lost 2 members, and now they're down their level 10s, you're not quite able to do that at that point. Triglav about to fall in 2 seconds here. Unstoppable coming out. Here's the Hanzo arrow. It's going to connect onto Anduin. Oh my goodness, follow that up with the Sunder as well, and Anduin just can't control his hero. He's going to fall. The 1 for nothing there in favor of ReGen Divine. Level 10 still not quite online for the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. ReGen Divine looking pretty strong here in the early game. They're going to go ahead and start sieging down this top fort. Meanwhile, Bloodbath and Beyond making a play for their siege camp while they still can. Stun attempt from Garrosh, but it doesn't quite connect. The Iron Skin being popped by Joanna. It looks like they're just going to back off this. Lava Wave picked up for Reg. He's going to send that bottom toss going out onto Joanna. Don't think the Iron Skin's quite up yet, but she will have it in just a moment, maybe in time to get herself out of here. Wafflecopter going to jump over that wall. Sonya coming in for the flank, trying to get the fight here, but it is going to be Thrall that gets picked off in this engage. Bloodbath and Beyond trying to come back in this game, closing up that XP gap little by little here as they get the pick onto Hanzo. Now only about half a level down. Starting to make up a big difference here. Joanna popping the Iron Skin to avoid getting tossed in after getting caught in the Anduin route. Polite Gamer walking in trying to find something. Now, the nice thing for Bloodbath and Beyond is they do have pretty decent potential for Siege after getting a pick with the Sylvanas, and then we're going to see Joanna tossed in, the taunt coming out, and down she goes. However, pings on to Sonya, who gets pick in that bottom lane onto Reg. However, mid-fort's looking pretty low here. Have a feeling this is going to go down. They're going to back off, let that minion wave finish it off so they're not caught out too overextended here. Is it great that they're opening up the map where they can? Just unfortunately for them, that top lane is still kind of favoring ReGen Divine for the next objective there. They still have their fountain to fall back to, and even if they were to say lose objective, they still have a full wall and fort. Well, let's say half a wall and fort for the defense. Turrets are up. We are going to see Bloodbath and Beyond grab theirs. ReGen Divine kind of hovering around, maybe looking to catch someone on the... Oh, big rotation onto the Reg. They pop the arrow to get the kill. Here comes the Leap of Faith and the toss. Oh, they're juking the Reg with tosses and Leap of Faith. We're going to see the Light Bomb connect onto 4 members of ReGen Divine. Reg in that Molten Core. Silent Shoe in trouble, does get picked off here. Arc Valley trying to escape the Stay While and Listen coming out to peel for him. Who Reg's on the Molten Core, almost gets the snipe onto Sonya, but she is able to walk away here. A 1-for-0 in favor of Bloodbath and Beyond. A Lava Wave coming out into top lane to help push that back a bit. It looked like a for sure pick. I can't believe how that all played out with the Leap of Faith pulling Reg, and they dropped the Sunder to try and get him off of the Leap of Faith land, and Garrosh was like, nope, he's actually over here now. That was so great. Going for that siege camp invade now. So they do manage to grab that camp, and now they're going to make a play for this biotic emitter here. Bloodbath and Beyond just looking for what they can grab on this map while they have the upper foot right now. All members back up now on ReGen Divine. This top objective is up, and they are going to start the channel here. They are up a turret and a biotic emitter over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. No toys for ReGen Divine, though. Curious to see if maybe Bloodbath and Beyond is just trying to push for 16 before fighting here. They have a bit of time, but unless people are going to soak other lanes, I don't think they're going to be able to hit that. So they're going to go in for the engage now. Garrosh walking forward, trying to find a pick if he can. Tassadar looking to get some poke damage out. The siege camp needing to be cleared now. So that was picked up by Bloodbath and Beyond. Stun attempt by the Garrosh doesn't quite connect. Ooh, big arrow coming out. It's going to connect onto the back line. Followed up with the Sunder, but the Light Bomb is out. Going to catch the Thrall here. Ragnaros getting quite low. Let's see if he can walk away. Wraithling also looking like she might be in trouble. Leap of Faith comes out to try and save the Sylve, but it doesn't quite work out. Tassadar and the Ragnaros able to walk away, though, for now. Channel going to go back over to the side of ReGen Divine. 54% in climbing here. 63% for the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. But I don't think they're going to have enough time for Sylve to come back and look for that re-engage unless they walk off the point. That would do it. Joanna's going to get tossed in there. Pops the Iron Skin to try and save alive. This is a 3v4 right now, but the other two remaining members are coming down. Ray gets thrown in. Bonkai gets picked off, but that might be the death of Ray in return here. Just kidding. He's living through all of this damage. 3 members down on the side of ReGen Divine. He does go down eventually. Rag over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond takes a fall. 16's online for Bloodbath and Beyond. Maybe got a little bit greedy with the turret invade off of that kill. They could have just stuck around and grabbed the objective here. Instead, we are going to see Bloodbath and Beyond back on that objective. The rest of the members invading the turret of ReGen Divine. 70% here. Members are back up in a couple seconds, but I don't think they have time at this point to get all the way across the map to contest here. So this next objective looking like it's going to go over to the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. Garrosh getting in the Triglav. Oh, auto mod. Sorry. Sorry, Jason. Alright, Garrosh and Anduin in the Triglav Protector here. If they want to just look for kills past the Protector, that might be a good strategy at this point. Their peels and their heals are not online. That's something that they could look to do. They seem to be maybe a bit scared, but they have the front line to just go ahead and get in there if they want to. A nice, like, arrow sunder onto the back line while the tank and healer are stuck in a Triglav wouldn't be a bad play here. I would have really, really loved to see them try and attempt that. Triglav still has 40 seconds left on it, but down to 16% health. They managed to get that top fort. Mid already taken down here.
Blue team has destroyed the fort.
Bottom fort is going to go down as well. Does look like they're trying to find something now. Sleep going out onto Rag, and the Garrosh and Anduin popping out of that, getting caught in the sleep for a second as well. The Light Bomb combo from the Garrosh, though. They're going to get the kill onto Deckard, followed up by Thrall, and Bonkai looking like he might be in some trouble as well. We're going to see 3 members of ReGen Divine go down in this engage. 19 to 16 in levels here. Bloodbath and Beyond. They, I love how earlier in the game, they're behind on levels, they're losing the early game, and they stick around and manage to hold out. And now look at them, 3 levels up on ReGen Divine. Going for mid-keep now, and they still technically haven't lost the structure. Top's hanging on. Toss goes out onto Sonya, looking to try and survive here, spinning to win, but spinning ultimately to her death. Down goes the Sonya. The rest of the members coming in, or spawning back in a few seconds here for the defense. We do have the Molten Core being popped. Level 20 is almost online. They could look to try and get some more picks here and end the game with all the members up. We have the Blessed Shield from Joanna coming out. Light Bomb from the Garrosh. It's going to hit the Joanna, but she has her Iron Skin pop, so staying alive. Sunder from the Thrall. Stay a while and listen coming out from the Deckard. They get the kill onto Garrosh. Black Hole coming out from the Tassadar, going to connect onto Yota. Bankai getting in a bit of trouble there, gets picked off. 2 members down. The return kill, though, onto Sylvanas. 2 members down on the side, on each, or on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. Make that 3. We're going to see the Hanzo fall as well. A 3 for 2 at the end of all that. ReGen Divine coming out on top, still down their level 20s here, as that next objective soon going to be up in this bottom lane. We do have all camps up on the board here. Let's see how ReGen Divine wants to play this with the numbers advantage. They still have to worry about mid crashing, but see, this is the thing. Biotic Emitter's getting picked up by Bloodbath and Beyond, even though they're down. They're down numbers right now. Gonna see a rotate here. Let's see if they try to grab this turret camp as well. Unfortunately for ReGen, just with all of the siege pressure that having a Ragnaros with Lava Wave and missing all their forts and Katas spawning, they're spending these entire death timers just clearing lanes and grabbing camps on their side of the map. You're so stressed right now. Siege camp getting picked up by Bloodbath and Beyond. We are going to see ReGen start to head down towards bottom, catch some soak there. This next objective coming in 5 seconds. Still no level 20s online for ReGen yet. This next wave is going to get them pretty close to grabbing it, as well as finishing off these towers. But they're going to pay for that with losing top keep here. And, you know, if they just continue to siege, we could just see Bloodbath and Beyond continue straight on to core here.
Red team's core is under attack.
Let's see how they decide to play it. They're not going to go for the core. Instead, it looks like they're rotating down, potentially looking for a flank onto the back line of ReGen Divine here. Silent Shoe has an idea of what's going on, but he's getting caught by himself. Maybe he doesn't have an idea of what's going on because he's getting caught by himself. Oh no, Thrall gets picked off. The rest of the members hurt to go protect core. Hanzo left down here by himself, jumps over the wall. The Wailing Arrow comes out, does not connect. But Hanzo, in a world of trouble here, is going to go down here. 2 members down on the side of ReGen Divine. I'm thinking they could just go core here. They have a turret on their side with the Sylvanas. 2 members down. Mid's pushed fairly far forward. They're going to opt to siege into this bottom keep and maybe bring the objective along to finish the game.
By fire, be purged!
Yeah, if they were all on the same page about her thing there, it probably would have worked out better. They do lose this bottom keep, and Ragnaros is about to come in with a punish or a Triglav protector here for Bloodbath and Beyond. So this is going to be a pretty difficult defense now for ReGen. However, Tassadar going to get picked off here, caught out of position, split from his team. The light bomb coming out from Anduin, having used that on himself, does drop the biotic emitter. He's going to fall as well. 2 members down on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. They still have this Triglav to protect. They're going to get the second pick onto Sylvanas here. 3 members down, so just the 2 in the Triglav alive. About 50% health left on this Triglav, and a couple Katas coming in towards the core. But it looks like they're going to be able to defend this and maybe even get a couple more picks onto Bloodbath and Beyond. Garrosh getting quite chunked here. Molten Core being popped by Ragnaros, and now he's going to be caught out of position as well. What a great core defense from ReGen Divine here. Let's see what they can do with this, though. 5 members down on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. They need to start to open up the map. They need to create a win condition for themselves. They can't continue to just play not to lose at this point. Silent Shoe looks like he wants to get that top fort down. Maybe make that the opening window here for the team. Tassadar back up. We do have Anduin spawning in now. Sylvanas in about 5 seconds. Siege camp up over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. They do get that top fort down. And they grab the siege camp, but that looks like that's all they're going to do in terms of structures. Now they're going to break off to do camps, grabbing that biotic emitter. Tassadar needs to be careful. He's going to get caught in a position again. He just deleted, scouting that camp. Oh, no. This is great for ReGen, though. They're staggering deaths, so now they can go for the invade onto the turret camp down here. Maybe even siege down this mid a bit. Open up the map. Next objective is in the mid lane. So if they grab win the Triglav here and take it mid after grabbing the fort, that could work pretty well. It's not a bad idea just to grab turrets, though. I would be looking for every fight opportunity that I could at this point. With the 30-second death timer still on Tassadar, try to get that 5v4 in while you can. Looks like they're eyeing this mid fort. It might be a bit hard for them to take the fight under fort damage. Wailing Arrow being popped by Sylvanas. It only connects onto the Hanzo. And now they have some Katas to have to deal with. They have that lava wave. Ragnaros just continues to create so much pressure in the lanes. A couple Katas on core. A couple Katas in that top lane heading towards there. But, ooh, Hanzo going to jump over that wall. Avoid the Garrosh stun. Tassadar back up now. So we are going to have to see another 5v5 happening for the teams here.
An excellent Access terminal will be online.
Turret being invaded here by Bloodbath and Beyond. That's going to go ahead. They're going to grab that, but not before being hit with the arrow from Hanzo, and the Sunder from Thrall followed it up with the Stay a While and Listen. Anduin getting quite low, managing to heal himself through, but he's not going to be able to survive for too much longer. Gets picked off. Garrosh goes down next. The rest of the members on the retreat here. Wraithling managing to mount, but not for long. Does get dismounted, picked off by Hanzo, who in return gets picked off by Tassadar. 3 members down on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond to 1 on the side of ReGen Divine. ReGen Divine is just holding on for dear life in this series. They want a game 3. Thrall's gonna kind of siege up this mid lane a little bit while he can. Still another 20 plus seconds to most of Bloodbath and Beyond spawns in here. Lava Wave going out top to clear out the siege pressure that's happening there. Won't quite clear up that siege camp, but the Kata definitely will help to start get that down here. And meanwhile, ReGen going to take down that mid fort. Look for their win opportunity off this Triglav Protector. 90%, 95. It's going to be online here. Now let's see who they're going to put into this Triglav Protector, because keep in mind, tank and healer. Okay. Well, they do have a lot of frontline.
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
As long as the... and Garrosh could look to potentially just go for a toss past the Triglav Protector, and it kind of looks like that's what he's might be eyeing there as he mounted up. But he's going to dismount and start to hit that Triglav Protector down. Ragnaros taking a ton of defense here with that Molten Core. We already see the Triglav at 50% health. A lot of ults pop there. The Hanzo arrow going out, the Light Bomb going out, but no kills secured here for either team. And this keep is managing to stay alive for now. Keep in mind, the Sunder was popped as well. So that's down. So the big Wombo combo that ReGen has kind of been winning their team fights with is down for another 40 seconds. Meaning they might not want to try to stick around for a fight here. I think that the Joanna and Deckard are looking to be in a bit of trouble here, because they are just going to chase down this Triglav Protector. And the rest of the team has already started to back. Still another 20 seconds until the Arrow and Sunder combo are up. They do have the Stay a While and Listen. Black Hole's going to go out. It's not going to connect onto anything here. So an ultimate down over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. And we just saw the Lava Wave being popped by Ragnaros as well. Such an annoying hero to play against with all of this pressure in the lanes created from Lava Wave. Stay a While and Listen. Yeah. Misclick, perhaps?
Red team's core is under attack.
A few Katas needing to be cleared up in that top lane. Gonna kind of take care of themselves.
Test concluded. Now, we'll make adjustments accordingly.
Well, their combo's back online over on the side of ReGen Divine, so they could try to look for something at this point. It's really, you know, it's up to them to try to force these fights at this point, because Bloodbath and Beyond has no pressure that they need to worry about. The Katas are all spawning in their lanes and are going to continue to push down and create pressure in ReGen's lanes, as well as Lava Wave. So it's really kind of on ReGen to look for the fight here. They could just also potentially wait for the fight to come to core and have the core help them and just play back, but just a lot of pressure to have to deal with here. They are looking at the invade. Bloodbath and Beyond going for this siege camp. Sonya not quite close enough for the engage here if they would have taken it. It's a lot of pressure in this top lane. 30-minute game incoming. Really. Lava Wave sent bottom. Create some pressure there. Molten Core going out onto the Reg. Garrosh walking forward, looking for a toss there, but can't quite find it. Silent Shoe getting quite low. Has that turret to drop if they need it. Core Anomaly pushing back some of the members of Bloodbath and Beyond. Black Hole being popped by Tassadar. Just waiting for that nice Arrow Sunder combo to come out. And there's the Arrow. Here's the Sunder. There's the Light Bomb being dropped by Anduin. Sonya in the backline spinning to win. Down goes the Sylvanas. Looks like Tassadar is also in trouble here. Is going to get picked off, but not for free. Joanna does fall. Polite Gamer going to be killed in return here. Sonya managing to walk straight through all these potions to stay alive. And Ragnaros and Anowin, the only ones left up over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond as they get chased down by the Hanzo. Lava Wave coming out here, sent to mid to kind of help peel the team, just avoid, make them have to back off to avoid that Lava Wave here. Let's see if they can do anything off of having these 3 picks. This isn't their favorite, but this is still a lot of pressure on their core here. When Decker was in the... Or is that a visual bug? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. All right, does look like they want to try and get this keep down. But a few short seconds before all of Bloodbath and Beyond are back up, and Joanna will be spawning in shortly after that, all the way across the other side of the map. So they need to be a bit careful how far they're overextending here. Do you see the turret camp up over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond? That just comes up right now. Joanna's sticking around at core to try and clear up some of these minion waves. Let's see a play for this bottom fort. But next objective's top. Looks like Bloodbath and Beyond is just heading straight to objective.
Control the terminal and bring in the protector.
At this point, you might as well grab the turrets because Bloodbath and Beyond is already set up and ready for the engage up there. So at least come in with some kind of advantage since you're late anyway. Grab a turret. Or 2. Sonya's going to start up the turret over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. Lava Wave going out from Ragnaros. Just going to continue to create pressure in these other lanes. Well, we're 1 minute off of that 30-minute game, so Jason might have called it correctly here.
Red team's core is under attack.
80%, Garrosh walking in to toss them off. They do need to get on this objective, though, only a few short seconds. And there's the arrow. Thrall going to get the pick onto Tassadar. Garrosh in the back line. The light bomb comes out. The Triglaw Protector goes over to the side of Bloodbath and Beyond, but it doesn't matter if they can't do anything with it. Silent Shoe looking to get that last pick, but it's going to be Hanzo jumping over the wall, getting the pick onto Garrosh. Wraithling going to go down to the Sonya. Ragnar's trying to get the counter kill onto Sonya with that stun, but just doesn't have the damage to finish the kill there. Now caught out of position as well. It looks like ReGen Divine has an opportunity to win this game through mid now. They have the keep down. 30-minute game we're at here. Can they do it? I think they can.
Blue team's core is
Sonya,
under attack.
a little confused maybe on what the call is here. We could use your core damage. But a core call from ReGen Divine, no less. Are they gonna... They're not backing off this, right? They're gonna drop a lava wave. Those potions are respawning in for Deckard, so there's a lot of healing potential around the core here. Stay a while and listen coming out from Deckard. Core at 35% and falling here. Black hole out from the Tassadar, but it doesn't matter. Not in time. ReGen managing to hold on throughout that entire game and turn it around, bringing us to game number 3. Wow. GG's. Bloodbath and Beyond, just their late game team fights, they were really struggling. It just seemed like, you know, ReGen had their combo down, go in, engage with that Hanzo arrow, follow it up with the Sunder, and by the time that was over, somebody was dead over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. So GG's, well played. A little bit less close in kills. I think it was 17 to 18 last time. This time 17 to 26. Holy 30-minute, 20-second game. What a long game. My husband asked how long Cass was going to take tonight, and I was like, oh, it's just the best of 3, so, you know, maybe like an hour to an hour and a half. Not expecting a over 30-minute game here, though. I need to check my blood pressure. Be right back. What a good match. This is a good series. Whoever did the seeding this season did a good job. Let's take a look at these talents here. And I'm just going to take a drink of water and rest my voice for a little bit. Yeah, that's insane. Hanzo's XP. That's crazy. Hanzo just like top in the board for his team too. I'm still training my voice for endurance and solo casting, so I apologize for the quiet moments. This Sonya build is interesting as well. I know that W build has been kind of popular with her. We have the spears thrown in as well. It worked out pretty decently here. Thrall did finish his Crash Lightning, so he got to get some value off of that as well. Alright, the next lobby's up. I'm going to pop over to me, an update here for you guys. If you're just joining in, I'll let you know where we've been, where we're going, and update that score quickly as well. Any chance you can post a schedule for all the games you're hosting? Actually, if you join my Discord, I have a channel in my Discord called Schedule, and it has all of my games that I will cast for the week posted there. Let me quickly update the maps here for match number 3, and I'll bring you over to the screen to show you where we're going. All right, make sure I have it in right this time. Hey, Corgi Booty, how are you doing? Yeah, no problem. So, game number 3 here, we are going to be going to Battlefield of Eternity. This one, a map pick coming out from Bloodbath and Beyond. Looks like they've opted for map pick after losing game number 2, giving first pick over to the side of ReGen Divine. Now, if you missed those first couple matches, game number 1 was played on Infernal Shrines, won by Bloodbath and Beyond. Game number 2 played on Volskaya, won by ReGen Divine. Bringing us to game number 3, and these have been some very close games tonight here. Very exciting series. I'm glad that I was able to pick this one up for sure. I'm going to let them know that we're ready. Oh, looks like they're asking for a 1-minute bio break, so we have a couple seconds to kill. Accidentally back doing the dance in your tournament. Oh no. If you guys are curious about my schedule for the rest of this week, like I said, I only really do casting on my channel, so that's what the streams are going to be. So I cast again. Tomorrow I'll be casting NGS at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Wednesday I'm off. Thursday I'll be casting an NGS game at 6:30 Pacific time. I'll be casting on Friday at 6 p.m. and I'll be casting on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. all Pacific time. So I have a bunch of casts lined up this week if you guys want to come back again. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I especially love having basically co-casters. My chat will be my co-caster to keep up the conversation in between games. Rainerval and Malthiel are good picks here. Who do you think will make it through? Hasn't been too much priority on any of those heroes yet. We have seen a Greymane picked in the series, so we could see that ban again now that it's Battlefield of Eternity. I feel like everyone plays Raynor, right? He's essentially just an oversized minion. I'm gonna let them know we're ready. We saw them ban Zul'jin as well last game. So maybe they stick to some similar bans going in here. Actually, I wouldn't even be surprised if they stuck to some of the same bans. We saw ReGen Divine take away Chromie and Greymane. Those are pretty great pickups for Battlefield of Eternity. Chromie, because she provides some great poke onto the Immortal, especially when you're zoned out. Greymane just provides great siege pressure and burn in general. We also saw Zul'jin banned out before. Also can stack and kind of shred the Immortal pretty decently as well. Another super early Anduin pick. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see... These games have been pretty close, so I'm interested to see if they're going to kind of stick with the same drafts here, or if we're going to see some priority banning this time, now that we've seen the go-to picks for each of these teams. Both sides have had the same picks in more than one hero for both series here. So, Bloodbath and Beyond, we saw the Anduin both games, we saw the Garrosh both games, we saw the Tastar both games, and we saw the Ragnaros both games. So maybe those are some bans that they look to get rid of over on the side of ReGen Divine. For ReGen Divine, we saw the Decker both games. We saw the Joanna both games. So those might be some picks that we could see taken off the board for them. If they're just looking to potentially get rid of comfort picks. All right, let's get into this. Game number 3 of this sweaty series. Anybody watching WandaVision? Because it's been all hyped all over Twitter every time an episode airs. And so yesterday I was like, well, I guess I'll see what the hype's about. And I started watching it, but I'm only a couple episodes in. I think we're going to watch an episode when I'm done casting tonight. You think Diablo gets first ban here? They haven't played or banned out Diablo this series. It doesn't really seem like either team has a priority for Diablo pickup. I know he's a great hero here, and I would agree with banning him in general. But I think these teams are more looking to target ban, and potentially Diablo is not in either of their rosters. You love WandaVision? I heard it gets pretty good after the second episode. It starts out a little slow, because so far I've been like, okay, it's alright. It's kind of cheesy and stuff. I kind of understand, like, potentially, you know, what might be going on here. I get it. But I'm just waiting for it to pick up a little bit more. Alright, the Hogger and Chromie ban over from the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. Oh, Chromie. A little bit of switch there. We saw ReGen banning Chromie before. They do have first pick, though. So leaving it open, they maybe wanted to try and sneak it in for Battlefield of Eternity. Sticking with that Stukov ban, though, and then the Rainer from ReGen Divine. Let's see what they prioritize here for first pick. This wasn't their option to have first pick, but it's what they get.
The crusade calls.
They're going to get a Joanna for a third game in a row here. It gets much better as you get into it. All right. I'm going to stick with it.
For the alliance above all.
All right, the Anduin priority again here.
This realm needs me.
They're going to follow that up with a Li Ming. Li Ming, I always find, especially on Battlefield of Eternity, you either like stomp with her or else you're just struggling to try and stay in the game. So you can't find the kills. Like, she provides good, decent burn onto the Immortal. But if you can't find the kills in the team fights, yeah, it starts to become really hard. She can provide pretty good poke, though. We'll just have to see how it plays out. It's going to be either real great or struggle, depending on what they pair it with. The Greymane is still up. I would probably be looking to ban that out if I was ReGen Divine. We'll see what they go with. They also have that Garrosh pick still up and available. They've taken Garrosh every match so far. Joe Galban. All right. Way better than you thought it'd be. I also wasn't really sure what to expect. Okay. I think as soon as I'm done casting, I'm going to go try and watch another episode before Scott heads to sleep. All right, Diablo ban. To finish off the bans for this game. Who called that in chat? Hey, Spongy called the Diablo ban. There you go. I see a variant into Joe for the Shield Breaker. A little bit of change up here. We're going to see May being picked up for Bloodbath and Beyond, and Artanis getting locked in as well. My one worry is Bloodbath and Beyond is going full tunnel vision on Immortal Burn for their comp, but they also need to think about how they're going to set up kills with their comp. There's a lot of fighting that happens on Battlefield of Eternity. I love the Greymane pickup, though, because Wraithling still hasn't locked in. You saw Wraithling play Greymane in game number 1. Great for this map. Provides great burn. Can pop tanks down pretty quick with a Cursed Bullet. I think Wraithling probably has to decide what he wants to play now. Or they want to play. Pretty sure it's a Heath. It's going to be the Lunara.
Is on.
All right, let me just catch my notes up here with these comps for game number 3. Whoever takes this one takes the win for the series. Callie. No. Even Callie's getting excited. All right.
Prepare yourselves for battle,
A lot of burn over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. ReGen also has quite a bit of burn themselves. I would just say a lot of burn in general in these comps. I'm interested to see how they execute them for the kills, though, because as I was saying, sometimes not the best idea just to tunnel vision onto how to win the Immortal. You also need to know how your comp's going to work to win fights. A lot of fights happen in the Immortal phase, not just burning of the Immortal.
4, 3,
You like the ReGen Divine draft here? Good burn, good team fight potential.
battle begin.
Well, let's get into this. Bloodbath and Beyond on the left-hand side. Polite Gamer on the Mei. Punk, RK Pirate on the Li Ming. Wraithling on the Lunara. Rackham on the Anduin. And in that top lane, it's going to be Captain Roberts on the Artanis. ReGen Divine, we're going to have Arc Valley on the Melthiel. Wafflecopter playing the Hanzo. Absolute Yota on the Deckard. Bonkai on the Joanna. And Silent Shu playing Greymane. Hey, Ektar, how are you? Mei dropping that Blizzard. Iron Skin being popped by Joanna. The heals coming out from Anduin to keep that Mei nice and healthy here. Potions are already dropped around, though, by Deckard to keep his team up as well. Ming getting some nice poke in from the flank here. We're going to see Wafflecopter kind of come down and battle her, get some poke damage in return. Greymane getting rooted by the Anduin, but no real follow-up for damage onto that root. Again, Ming getting away with some poke down on the flank here. I would say if you're in the position where you have a Ming kind of just sitting on the sides, throwing orbs and missiles, just stand on the opposite side of the minion wave. Avoid getting hit yourself. Let the minions just tank the hit. That's what we're kind of seeing ReGen Divine do now. If you can't lock her down, then at least don't let her damage hit you. Super tired. Glad to be almost done with the day. I feel you there. A lot of damage trading going back and forth. Blizzard being dropped by the Mei. Bonkai getting poked down quite a bit here, but Decker potions are online, going to heal him up. I'm going to take a peek at top lane. Pretty even matchup so far. Looks like Captain Roberts is maybe just kind of freezing the lane. Ooh, look at this Blizzard drop by Mei. Catches the gray main in the root. Anduin tries to throw out his root. Wafflecopter getting chased down here. There's not really anything they can do about it. Gray main trying to go in for the counter kill, but he's going to be caught out of position as well and gets picked off by the Mei. 2 members down on the side of ReGen Divine. We could see a play for this bottom siege camp. And it's about time to get those bruiser camps out as well. Bloodbath and Beyond going for this bottom siege camp first. Joanna and Mei just hanging around in that lane. Joe wants to get that soak. Deckard already starting up the bruiser camp of ReGen Divine, so they're going to have that pressure heading top in just a moment. See if Bloodbath and Beyond tries to get out their bruiser camp as well before this Immortal.
I shall purge your evil from this land, demon.
All right, they are going to make a play for their bruiser camp. And that bottom siege camp looks like it's going to be cleared up by Hanzo and Joanna. It's going to take them a little bit here. Both the teams looking to posture to burn these Immortals down. Greymane, Melthiel. All right, all 5 members of ReGen Divine on the blue Immortal. Meanwhile, all 5 members of Bloodbath and Beyond looking to do the same thing. So, I mean, I guess the one way, if the teams are just going to let each other burn, then sure, run full burn comps on Battlefield of Eternity if you're never going to team fight and you're just going to race Immortal. Makes sense, but does look like ReGen wants to put up a defense here for their Immortal. Melthiel getting a little bit caught out of position, getting chunked down by the Lunara and the Mei. Mei, though, getting punished for it, has to pop her trade, and Melthiel is now glued to her. They get the pick. Let's see if Melthiel survives through this, though, because he's in a little bit of awkward positioning. Using that Q to try and sustain himself through the fight, trying to figure out a way out of here. And for now, looks like he's going to survive, and this Immortal will be going over to the side of ReGen Divine. Level 7's almost online for Bloodbath and Beyond in this defense. ReGen Divine a little bit behind, getting that, those couple deaths in the bottom lane in the early game. Allowing Bloodbath and Beyond just to be slightly ahead here.
The demon approaches the gates.
Nothing that can't be made up for, that's for sure. How's this Li Ming building? Calamity at 7, Orb at 4. That's usually what I'm seeing Ming's build. Orb at 4, Calamity 7, Missile at 16. So nothing too surprising there. That front wall on the bottom fort is going to go down. Just have those orbs kind of being dropped to poke out the back line. The Immortal managing to get half this fort down with the help of the team here. Alien, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Meanwhile, Artanis and Melthiel doing their thing as the offlaner, getting the soak up there. We do see that top siege camp coming up. Or is up, I should say, to grab. Nobody's capped that yet, I think, this game. Melthiel starting it up now. There's a fight breaking out down here. See if we can catch most of this in the screen, because Melthiel does not want to get off this siege camp. Mei is sliding in here, knocks him off the point, but he's going to be able to W back onto the camp. His health bar getting quite low, though. Greymane going in, trying to get the kill onto the Anduin. The swap comes out. The camp goes over to Bloodbath and Beyond. Let's see if they can get a counter kill out of this, though. Looks like John is just looking for the disengage. However, Hanzo going to get picked off. 2 members going down. Make this possibly 3 as Joanna gets swapped back into the team. She falls as well. Tower shots being ate by the Artanis, but not enough to secure a counter kill. It's a 3-0 in favor of Bloodbath and Beyond. This is true to the way we've been seeing these games go tonight. Very back and forth. Just when one team wins the team fight and the objective, the other turns around and wins another team fight and gets just as much value out of sieging down forts as they would have with an objective here. Silent Shoe taking quite a bit of damage here on the Greymane. Gonna drink a couple of those potions. Immortal coming up in 20 seconds. We do have the bottom siege camp up. Bruiser camp's up in about 40 seconds for both teams here. Melthiel trying to just keep his team up in XP. These deaths have really been putting Bloodbath and Beyond ahead on the XP soak. They can maybe look to get their level 10s before going for these Immortals. Get level 10, you can even wait for halftime to set up a defense, and you have those level 10s online, and it'll be an easy team fight for your team to win. For now, we're going to see both teams just go for the burn in the first half. ReGen Divine hitting that halftime first, But level 10's now online for Bloodbath and Beyond. So they're going to set up a nice defense here. We do have Avalanche, Light Bomb, Wave of Force, Suppression Pulse, and Lunara still holding on to her 10. There we go. Leaping Strike's getting picked up. Over on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. Still a ways out from level 10's hit by ReGen Divine. And I love what they're doing here. 4-man defense, leaving Lunara to get the burn here. Malthael getting quite low from the poke from Li Ming. She's going to chuck out another orb missile combo. It doesn't quite connect. Artanis looking for the swap. Again, not quite connecting here. Meanwhile, Greymane clearing out that bottom camp. Lunara is still burning, so this is a 4v4, about to be a 4v5 in favor of ReGen. However, they're down their level 10, so it's still a difficult fight for them to win here. Doing a great job at dodging those orbs, though, from the Li Ming. Ooh, almost get the pick onto Li Ming. Malthael looks like he wanting to try to get back in there to find that pick, and Greymane also kind of on the flank. Some awkward positioning going on here. Greymane's getting caught in the back line, leaping strikes coming out. Not quite able to Worgen his way out of that one. He is going to get picked off. Here's the Blessed Shield from Bonkai. Trying to find some counter kills before this Immortal comes in. We have the Malthael popping his ultimate. Level 10's now online for this side of ReGen Divine. They do get the pick onto Li Ming, but that's going to leave Malthael in some awkward positioning here. Maybe enough time to distract for a decent Immortal defense if he can sustain himself here for a bit, but he is going to fall as well. See, Hanzo and Deckard able to get a little bit of damage onto this Immortal because Malthael was chased around. They weren't quite able to set up in the lane to push with this one. It's not the worst, but they're still down a full level here, and this fort does look like it's probably going to fall just with the Mei and Lunara stepping up. Karu, thank you for the raid. How was your scrims tonight? I know you guys were scrimming Wildheart Omega, I believe. All right, Deckard with a huge Stay a While and Listen, 5-man Stay a While and Listen. Look at all those sleeves. They're going to get the pick onto Lunara. Light Bomb out onto Mei, connecting onto 2 members of ReGen Divine, but Mei is looking like she's in a world of hurt here. There's the Avalanche, sending the Greymane back into the back line of ReGen Divine. Malthael popping the ult, still wants the chase on that Anduin, sticking onto him here, gets the second kill. 2 members down on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond to 0 on the side of ReGen Divine. This is just all night. It's been back and forth like this. Kara, I hope you had a fantastic stream. Thanks for the raid. Welcome everyone from Karu's stream. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Jazzalene. I cast a ton of Heroes of the Storm these days. So if that's your jam, you like listening to casted games, make sure you hit that follow button. And thanks for hanging out, guys. We're going to see Artanis working away on that Bruiser camp. Meanwhile, ReGen Divine just trying to create a bit of pressure, open up the map themselves down in that bottom lane, but they're going to have to back off this. They don't have the front line they need to really finish off that bottom fort. And the siege camp is going to get picked up by Bloodbath and Beyond. About 25 seconds here for the next Immortal to come in. We are going to see that Bruiser camp by ReGen Divine getting picked up here. Keep in mind, though, Bloodbath and Beyond has a Bruiser camp and a siege camp pushing that bottom lane. So that's a lot of pressure heading towards that bottom keep now for ReGen to have to deal with. Looks like they're going to rotate down there and clear it up now before going to Immortal. They also want to get those level 13s online. Coffin, thank you so much for the follow. You like listening to Jazzy? Aw. How are you doing, Rockwell? All right, Bloodbath and Beyond already starting up the Immortal burn here. Looking to try and chunk that down as much as they can while ReGen was clearing those lanes. They do have their Artanis on that top camp, though, so this is a 5v4 in favor of ReGen. Not that they really know that's what's going on. The other thing to keep in mind is because Bloodbath and Beyond has those periodic katas, ReGen is really going to be the one that has to force fights here. There's no reason Bloodbath and Beyond needs to feel like they need to be the ones forcing it when they have all the pressure in their favor in these lanes. That's why you see them hanging so far back by their Immortal. They don't really have to go in at this time. Jazzalene's giving me the ASMR and didn't know I needed. Oh. I've never heard my casting being called ASMR casting.
Be warned,
I'm
allies.
flattered.
I move to new ground.
Malvia clearing up that siege camp that we saw Artanis working on here, and we do have the halftime hit by Bloodbath and Beyond. Now just setting up to continue to race it down. Bonkai coming in, looking to play the defense. Malthael on the flank. Big arrow from the Hanzo connecting onto the Anduin and the Artanis, who then gets stuck in the Immortal Stun on top of that. And then the Stay a While and listen to another Immortal Stun. They just cannot control their characters. Down goes Anduin, down goes Artanis. A 2-for-0 here in favor of ReGen Divine. Li Ming managing to get some last-minute poke onto this Immortal, but look at the health on this Immortal. They really need to start eating these orbs from the Ming, or she's going to finish it off with the poke damage she has. Maybe even Mei looking to just in-tier to finish it if she even needs to. There we go, Immortal over to the side of Bloodbath and Beyond, but quite a bit of shield taken off by the Greymane.
The light of the crystal arch shines on.
Mr. Wei, Mr. Wee, thanks for the follow. Hey Poppy, how are you? You guys that are just tuning in have missed like a crazy series today. It has been so back and forth. Last game we saw ReGen Divine have all their keeps down and multiple attempts on core by Bloodbath and Beyond, and they managed to come back and take the win. It was insane. Malthael in this back line. He's in there. Bonkai having to drop that Blessed Shield, but is going to go down. The arrow from Hanzo out to try and peel here. Light Bomb coming out from the Anduin as well. That's going to stun 2 members of ReGen Divine. Greymane looking like he might be in trouble. Anduin. Oops. Deckard also going to get picked off here. Wafflecopter trying to escape here. Gets that wall jump and is out of there. But Malthael looking like he might not be so fortunate here. Out of mana. No way to get himself in a better position. 4 members down on the side of ReGen Divine. Make that 5. Down goes Hanzo as well. This keep looking like it's going to go down. Level 16's online for Bloodbath and Beyond, and it looks like they're going to make a call for core here as well. They have some pretty decent burn for the core with an amateur opponent and Lunara taking Nature's Culling. So we do see the shield fall, 70% in falling here. Few members back up on the side of ReGen Divine. They've played some good core defenses earlier today. Can they make it work for them again? That Blessed Shield coming out, connecting. We're going to see the Mei fall, but the core is going down. The poison damage is going to be enough to finish it off. And game number 3 over to the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. GG's and well played. Was a solid. Oh, the Immortal stun play with Anduin and Artanis getting stuck in the never-ending stuns. That sucked. I would have been like, I would have been a little tilted just to be Hanzo arrowed into an Immortal stun, into a Deckard stay a while and sleep, into another Immortal stun. Feels bad, man. I mean, ultimately they won the series though, so I'm sure they're feeling okay. Let's take a look at this match screen here. I'll pop on over to the Talons and I'm going to reach out to Bloodbath and Beyond. See if they want to do a quick interview before we wrap up tonight, guys. The arrow to Immortal Suns and stay a while. It was I would have been so bad if I was playing that game. Just to have no control over your hero for that long. It sucks. All right. Let's take a peek at these talents while we're waiting here, see if there's anything that's popping out to us. But I can't say I'm too surprised just on what I've seen these teams build tonight. To see these builds in game number 3. Just waiting to see if anyone from Bloodbath and Beyond wants to come in for the interview or not. I will say, ReGen, I wouldn't even feel bad about losing that series. It was such a close series. Game number 2 was just like way to hang in there and turn a game back around. For those of you that missed it, it was go back and watch the VOD maybe, because they're like literally level 24 defending Triglav protectors with no keeps up and somehow managing to stay alive. All right. We have Punk RK Pirate here. How are you feeling after that series?
Oh, I'm feeling good.
So first of all, let's talk about game number 2, because wow, that was so back and forth. What are your comms like? There was like 2 or 3 attempts at you guys trying to go for core there, and it just wasn't going your way. When that happens and you just keep having these failed attempts, what's your comms like, and how do you kind of keep your head in the game going into the next game after losing?
Okay, so it goes like this. Let's go to core. Ah, crap, they wiped us. Let's go to core again. Ah, crap, they wiped us. All right, we got one more go. Let's go. Ah, crap, they wiped us. It was just such a slow fight. It's like a game of tug of war where both teams are equally matched.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It was a very close matchup. I was saying earlier, like, shout outs to the person who seeded the divisions this season, because you guys very, very, very close series, all of the games there. Now a little bit just about your team. How long have you guys been playing together? Is this some new additions to your roster, or is this the same roster you played with last season?
So I think Polite Gamer is the newest addition to our team, and he joined us last season. The rest of us have been playing for slightly over a year, and some of us for longer than that.
So at this point, you guys are pretty, you have some pretty good team synergy forming now after playing together for a year or several months.
Wraithling's done beating us up, and now we can perform.
Now, we're pretty early in the season, but some of these rosters are, familiar faces returning to a lot of these teams. So did you have any idea of what to expect out of the draft going into this series from ReGen Divine?
A little bit of scouting just to see what informations might be useful. It kind of feels silly to use meta picks and bans in an organized format like this. So
yeah, absolutely.
We try our best to figure out what might counter our picks or what might counter specific players via bans.
All right. And then one last question before we get into shoutouts. You're in Div C this season. Are there any teams that you're looking forward to playing or that you think are going to be a lot of trouble for your team to deal with?
I won't play ReGen again. This was so even. It was so fun. Very fun. Very good games. Good setup.
All right. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun tonight. I had so much fun casting your series. Let's get into some shout-outs. Is there anyone you'd like to shout out before we wrap things up here?
I'd like to shout out everybody that watched. It's always fun to perform when we have a caster like yourself and everybody else that's watching and participating and cheering the teams on. It makes the community feel alive.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, best of luck to your team in this season of NGS. I can't wait to see where you guys go. It was such entertaining games tonight. So hopefully get to catch more in the future. But until then, good luck and have yourself a wonderful rest of your week.
Yeah, and thanks for the cast.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Shout outs to Twitch chat then. This is going to be where I wrap up stream here tonight, guys. But I have a ton of casts coming up this week. Let me just grab my schedule here. If you guys would like to see my schedule, you can join my Discord. I have a channel in there called Schedule Announcements. I post usually on Sundays or Mondays my entire week schedule. This week, I'm going to be casting again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Rise and Grind versus the Ice Crown Citadel Knights. That's division. Actually, didn't write the divisions down. But that's going to be happening tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Thursday, I'm going to be casting again for NGS. We're going to be casting Zul'jin Distillery versus Team TBD. And then I'm going to be streaming again Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time and Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. Plasty, I'm about to end. I'm so sorry. Play a brawl or two? Nobody likes watching me play. They're only here to hear the casting. I'll send your viewers to someone lovely, though. I do promise. I promised Scott I'd go watch an episode of WandaVision when I was done casting, so I do have to end it here. I'm so sorry. But I'm sorry, but I really appreciate the raid. If you guys don't know me, I'm Jazzalene. I cast Heroes of the Storm. If you want to go ahead and drop me a follow if that's your thing, go right for that. I will be casting again. I was went through that schedule, but for those of you that just joined, I'll be casting again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Plasty's going to be joining me then as my co-caster, by the way. Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 2:30 p.m. So tons of casts lined up for you guys this week. Let me read chat. Streamer, I do read chat. There's a 30-second delay. Let me find someone to raid. To wrap up. I do have to end though because I said I would watch an episode of WandaVision before Scott goes to bed. Rackham, thanks for the follow. I had a lot of follows tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. Ooh! Mute Twitch. Jeez, that was so loud. Let's see here. Who can we send you over to? I wonder if there's anyone casting NGS still. I think it's probably pretty late. Usually 8 p.m. is like the latest scheduled games, so we might be out of luck there. But maybe we can find someone else. I guess we'll send you over to Shiggity. So I'm going to send you to Shiggity. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your week. I will be back again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific time for some more NGS casts if you want to catch those. Jaratar, Wraithling, thank you so much for the follows. If you have not followed yet, tons of Heroes of the Storm casts going on this channel. So you found the right place if you're into that kind of thing. Make sure you hit that follow button. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe out there, and good night.